Look at Henry. He's pleasant, he's non-threatening, and actually a killing machine. A killing machine.
None of the known serial murderers approaches the record of Henry Lee Lucas.
Henry Lee Lucas has killed 100 women, at least 360 people.
Lucas was a drifter who murdered at random
during an 8-year spree.
Either they found the world's worst serial killer, or it was the biggest hoax in American criminal justice history.
Death Row, Huntsville, Texas. Inside, awaiting execution, is the world's most notorious serial killer. His name is Henry Lee Lucas.
They say I'm the biggest mass murderer in the United States and everywhere else, you know. But I'm not.
Today, 8 years after confessing to more than 300 murders, Lucas says he made it all up. Is Henry Lee Lucas the greatest serial killer of all time, or has he perpetrated the most extraordinary fraud in American legal history?
I took her panties and her bra off, and I had sexual intercourse. Well, after that, I cut her up in little teeny pieces.
In 1983, a penniless drifter named Henry Lee Lucas was arrested in Stoneburg, Texas, on suspicion of murdering an 80-year-old widow. What Lucas had to say shocked investigators. Not only did he confess to the murder of the old woman, he also claimed he'd killed 60 other people. It was the beginning of a confession spree that would make Lucas the most notorious killer in America.
It's like being a movie star. You just playing the part, you know. You don't think of it, you just play it. Make out that you're the worst serial killer in the history of the United States. And that's what I did.
I was at home one Saturday morning back in June of 1983. I had a call from the sheriff in Montague County. He called me and said, Jim, I've got an old boy in jail up here that you might want to talk to. He has confessed to killing 2 people close to here, and has also said that he's killed a lot of other people all over the country.
Stunned by Lucas's dramatic revelations, Sheriff Botwell called in the Texas Rangers, one of America's oldest and proudest police forces. A special task force was formed to coordinate nationwide investigations into the killings. Texas Ranger Bob Prince was assigned to head the new force.
We were absolutely deluged. The first day that we opened the task force doors, we had 70 telephone calls, long-distance telephone calls to return. And when we started returning them, we were receiving calls all the time, and we began booking interviews with agencies to come and interview Lucas.
I walked across to the courthouse and I told the judge I'd committed these 60 murders, you know. And when I did, it seemed like the house fell in, because I never seen as many helicopters and reporters and cars and police cars and things that started to come in there.
A videotaped confession by admitted killer Henry Lee Lucas.
Henry Lee Lucas, who claims to have killed over 150 women, was brought into an area at an undisclosed
Officers have confirmed his involvement in more than 200 murders in 26.
We show him he cleared a murder of a white female in Norfolk, Virginia on the 9th of September.
Lucas took phone calls from policemen all over the country.
on the map or not? I have to look.
Under the stewardship of the Texas Rangers, he provided details of the hundreds of murders he claimed to have committed. Task force investigators began compiling a log which gave the locations of the murders being attributed to Lucas. Piece by piece, the task force built up a picture of Lucas's life on the road, roaming the interstates in search of a place to call home. For more than 8 years, Lucas drifted from town to town, going nowhere and achieving nothing. Except perhaps hundreds of murders.
I gave him a number which I gave him a long time ago that it was 150 and nobody didn't believe it. And after I passed 150, people began to wonder. And I told them it's going to be way over 360.
In tape-recorded confessions, Lucas provided gruesome details of his 8-year orgy of killing.
I've killed by strangulation, I've killed by knifings, I've killed by hit and runs, shootings, robberies, hangings, every type of crime, I've done it. Every case I would go out on for them, you know, they would automatically pick up the telephone and call the news media, tell them that I'd solved 4 or 5 cases that day. So the news media would come running, you know.
How do you feel?
Like I did today.
Like what?
Same as I did today.
What do you predict tomorrow?
It was interview after interview. I mean, I couldn't turn around unless it was an interview. And I started staying on TV 24 hours a day. I mean, it changed me. And I got so that I thought I was the biggest movie star in this country.
Real nice smile you got there.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Lucas did become a movie star. The cult film, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, was a fictionalized account of his life.
Elvis Presley was supposed to be the biggest shot, but I think I even beat Elvis Presley. And I think I even beat, what's his name, Adolf Hitler. Seemed like I was going to beat him.